Thank you so much to the Farmers Club Charitable Trust for supporting the development of a solar dryer at Green Shoot Foundation's project in northwest Cambodia. The main reason we wanted to try out this technology is because we feel it's a great resource for improving food security in the area and doing it in a hygienic way. Food drying in this part of the world is quite common, and people usually do it out on mats or on the street. But this way we can do it in a much more controlled, uniform manner, and it's covered. We did face some setbacks trying to find a suitable solar dryer, but eventually our team built one from scratch using manuals found online, which I think was extremely innovative of them and ingenious. And now we also have the technology to teach other farmers in the local area how to build one themselves. So in the video following, you will see what techniques they've used, what they've been drying, and what they've been now enjoying to eat at the farm. You'll see our staff slicing some mangoes here and placing them on a dryer tray, which will then be placed outside. They can use any fruit as long as they space it quite equally apart. Also on the table, you can see there's some pineapple. You'll see that our staff has now learned to put them with expert precision using gloves for hygienic purposes. And also we try to follow the rule of having one item per tray, because then we can rotate these trays around and also make sure that things are dried uniformly. Another thing that they can dry is bananas, which they can slice lengthways like she's doing over here, or they can also slice them. The trays are then placed on this large contraption, which is ultimately the solar dryer. It allows for heat to pass through, and you will see that there is a chimney attached, which allows air to also flow through so moisture doesn't build up. It's very important to place the trays according to how wet we think a product is. And because of the universal mobility of these trays, they can be shifted along the device as if we think things are drying faster or slower. You'll now see that most things have been placed and they're putting on the plastic covering. While we would not ideally like to use a lot of plastic, it is one of the nicer materials that is available, which allows heat to be trapped. Glass is another option, but sometimes it's more cumbersome and not that flexible and mobile to use. What we have had to take precautions with is how to avoid ants coming onto the foods. This is quite a big problem in Cambodia. So one of the ways we've tried to oil the sides, which actually stops the ants. Another way to do it is to allow the solar dryer to stand in water, but sometimes that's not always hygienic because water attracts mosquitoes. You will see that there's a little gap in the chimney, and that really allows for the air to pass through. Once the whole thing is covered, it's tied up so the wind does not come in the way to or blow off the cover. We've also used rocks to secure it in place. These are some of the things that we have been drying and packaging up and people have been trying on site. So thank you again so much for all of your support.